Well, good morning. Here we are, Thursday, November the 2nd, 8:09. It's a chilly morning at 28 degrees, but we're warming it up with a good conversation this morning. Katie Weatherford is here from the Greenwood Lake Theater, and we're going to talk about their latest production coming up soon. Hi, Katie.
Hi, good morning. Thanks for having me.
Oh, anytime. You're welcome. I love to talk about performing and arts, and I like to hear from creative people and people that are willing to put themselves out there. And that's you.
It is me. We're going to be putting ourselves way out there this weekend. On Saturday, November 4th, we are opening our production of Boeing Boeing. This will be our very first farce that we've ever produced.
Oh, that's got to be fun. Unless, I don't know, I think a murder mystery would be just as much fun if you get to play a bad guy.
Absolutely. Yes. If we do a murder mystery, I exclusively want to play the bad guy.
Yes. Yes.
But the farce is fun too. We've always wanted to do one and have never been able to do one until we moved into our current home, the Warwick Institute of Culture, where we have an actual theater space.
You have room.
We have room.
Yes.
And we can build doors. And that's the most important part of any farce, is having multiple doors that people can pop in and out of one at a time.
Okay. But you open this Saturday.
Yes.
Oh, boy. So now the name of the play is Boeing Boeing, which is not quite the same as Boing Boing.
Right. Not quite the same, but has a similar effect, and that is very appropriate. But the Boeing Boeing is referencing, there is a very air travel theme around this play.
Okay.
So Boeing Boeing is set in the 1960s in Paris. And at the center of this plot is an American architect living in Paris. His name is Bernard, and he is juggling 3 different fiancés. Oh. And the way he's able to do this is each fiancé is what was then called an air hostess or flight attendant for a different airline, and they have different flight schedules.
Oh.
So one works for TWA, an American company, one works for Lufthansa, a German company, and one works for Alitalia, the Italian airline.
Okay.
And of course, because it's a farce, weather and flight delays and schedule changes and a brand new jet introduced by Boeing that makes the travel faster brings them all home on the same night.
Oh, dear. Okay. And he gets his comeuppance.
Oh,
in
yeah.
A royal manner. Okay, good.
Oh, yeah. And introduced into the mix, he has a French housekeeper named Bertha, who generally helps him keep everything running smoothly and changes out the photographs and the flowers and things like that. And then his friend, his old school friend from Wisconsin, Robert, ends up in town for the night, too. And so you've got all these people thrown together in the apartment, and all these people coming and going and just missing each other. If you've never seen a farce before, I think the best description I've ever heard was a friend of mine said recently, everything Looney Tunes ever did was taken from farce.
I like that very much. So now you got to catch this while it's here. You're only performing it 2 weekends, right?
Yes, only 2 weekends. This Saturday and Sunday. Our Saturday performances are at 7 p.m. Our Sundays are matinees at 2 p.m. So this weekend, the 4th, 5th, and then next weekend, the 11th and 12th. Okay.
And I found tickets, how to buy tickets very easily. I went on your website, which is
www.greenwoodlaketheater.org.
You see how well she picked up on that cue? And theater is spelled theater T-E-R, not T-R-E.
Yes.
Okay. What is the difference?
Is
there a difference?
People have talked about this all the time. Some people say that one is the British spelling, one's the American spelling. Some people say that the ER refers to the place, the theater that is the place, and theater RE is the craft.
Okay.
But honestly, I don't know if there is a real answer to it. I think it's just you use one or you use the other.
Okay. Okay. So now you have, how many people are in this play?
So actually, as farces go, it's a small cast. A lot of farces have 14, 15, 16 people in it. This one is just 6 people. So that means that all 6 people are doing a lot of heavy lifting. We, after doing our first full run through of Act 3, which is where stuff gets really crazy, all of us were just, bent over, huffing and puffing, like we had just run a marathon.
Wow. Now, tell us about your role, both on stage and behind the scenes.
All right. So on stage, I am playing Gloria Hawkins. I work for TWA as an air hostess in the 60s.
You're one of the fiancés?
I am one of the fiancés. I like to think, the most important fiancé.
Oh, naturally.
But I'm sure we all think that. So I work for TWA, and I am engaged to Bernard. But I leave. I start the show, and then I leave for my flight to New York and then San Francisco. But a snowstorm over the North Atlantic forces my flight to turn back and land in Paris.
Oh, dear.
Brings me home for the evening. It's been really fun getting to learn a little bit more about air travel in the 60s and what this job actually was back then, which is fortunately quite different than it is now.
Yes.
But it's been really fun to kind of hear both about probably the not so nice sides of the job in the 1960s, but also about how glamorous air travel was back then. I was not alive when air travel was that nice.
Yeah. You don't have to stand in line at a security booth or anything before you get into the theater, do you?
No.
Okay,
you can just come in.
This is good. You don't have to allow 2 hours extra.
No. You can show up. Show up, a half hour early. Get your drink, get your peanuts or whatever.
Okay.
But you don't have to get there 2 hours early like TSA. And then my role off stage is I'm the co-artistic director of Greenwood Lake Theater and one of the producers of the show. So that means a little bit of everything. All the, fun, super glamorous stuff like paperwork and insurance, finances, but
and coming on the radio,
promotion, marketing, but also kind of having a hand or at least overseeing all of the different tech departments as well for the production.
Yeah, you were saying something about hanging off of the lighting or something last night?
I'm very, very hands-on producer.
Wow.
So, we're hanging and focusing lights last night in preparation for our tech run and then final dress tomorrow. So fortunately, this is a space we've worked into before, so this was just some adjustment. But yes, I was right up on the ladder hanging off of the rig and adjusting the lights.
Wow. I want to see this show. I'm going to take a look at my schedule and see which one I can come to. But Boeing is showing this weekend and then the following weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday at 7 p.m. and Sunday at 2 p.m. Okay. All right. At the Greenwood Lake Theater. We're going to talk some more with Katie Weatherford. We'll be right back. It's 8:17 at Wall. 8:19 at Wall Radio. 28 degrees. A chilly morning, but we're having a good time in the studio. Katie Weatherford is here from the Greenwood Lake Theater. They've got a new play that will open this Saturday, Boeing. About some guy who's bouncing around from fiancé to fiancé.
Yes. It's a great show. It's a comedy. We are really excited because we have done some great plays in the past year, 2 Pulitzer Prize winning dramas, but we have done some pretty heavy stuff in the past year. And so we're really excited to get to do a comedy.
Lighter, yes.
I think there's a lot going on in the world right now, and I think it's a nice opportunity to go sit someplace and just laugh for a couple of hours.
That's a good idea. Yes.
Yeah, I think everybody can use a laugh, and I will say, all of us very highly trained, very professional actors have been cracking up during these rehearsals. We won't do it on stage in front of you. We'll let you laugh. But we have been getting our laughs in. So it's been really, really fun to get to work on this. It's a very funny, very fast-paced show. Lots of people just popping in and out, coming and going. There's only 6 of us, so it's a lot of running around. Throw in a bunch of dialect work because we have an Italian character, a French character, a German character.
Oh, I was never good at accents. Oh, good for you.
Well, I get to be the lucky person and play the American flight attendant. But some of my friends, my coworkers, are having to do some pretty impressive dialect work. They really sound fantastic. And so it's just really fun, and all the different accents coming and going adds to the fun chaos happening on stage. So we're really having an absolutely fantastic time.
Oh, that's nice. And you can find tickets really easily when you go on the website, Greenwood Lake Theater, TER.org.
Yes.
And now tell us about your location.
Yes. So we perform, we're the theater company in residence at the Warwick Institute of Culture, or the WIC. And so this is on the grounds of what was formerly the Kutz Camp in Warwick.
A lot of people still call it the Kutz Camp. Yes.
And so the town of Warwick, when they bought the property, have renamed it Mountain Lake Park. And there's a lot of great things on property. I mean, there's a lake, there's little trails, there's pickleball, there's all this stuff going on. There's this great theater on the property. It's a beautiful theater, perfect size, in my opinion, a nice, like 99-seat theater.
Oh, nice.
And small.
Yeah.
So there are no bad seats.
That's good.
Everything's really super close to the stage. And so the Warwick Institute of Culture, which was founded by Emily Dupre, she's their artistic director and is in charge of all the programming. And she's the one who invited us to come be theater company in residence. They've been absolutely fantastic. Emily and the town of Warwick in giving us this place to perform. We were a bit of a nomadic company for 6 years when we were founded out here. We didn't have a permanent spot that we performed. We performed anywhere they would have us. So, we did some great work with the Warwick Historical Society. They had offered us some of their spaces in their historic buildings. We performed out at the waterfront park in Greenwood Lake. So kind of here, there, and everywhere. So this is the first time we've had
a home,
one spot, one home.
Yeah.
And kind of, unpack the bags and move in a little bit.
Yes.
And it's great. And it's nice to have an actual theater facility to work in. And so we have some exciting stuff coming up on our own calendar. Next year, we're going to be doing some co-productions with the WIC, joining forces a little bit and seeing if our powers combined can do some really exciting work. And one of the other things we're getting going over there that is really exciting is called Wednesdays at the WIC. And these are just really casual Wednesday evening events that are happening.
What kind of events?
So a little bit of everything. Some of them are going to be concerts. We're going to do some readings of new works. And so the idea behind these is just to be community events, very casual. And on our end, it is as well. These are not polished, perfect, productions. These are just ways to have the community come come together, have a good time. The last one we just did, we had a local business with a pizza truck there. You could buy pizzas. We had some drinks, some wine and beer and things like that. And we did a concert. The next one we have coming up is on November 15th. My very, very dear friend, Kevin Milnes, who is a local musical theater composer, is coming, and we're going to do just a selection of songs from some of his musicals that he's written, some things that he's hoping to polish and get up on their feet and maybe do at some point.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So some really exciting stuff. Just trying to work with any local talents, playwrights, composers, things like that, people who might need a space to get something up on its feet.
Because you've got the space and you've got the people.
Yeah.
And let's go. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got some exciting stuff coming up. We're really excited to get Boeing up and running, but then to look towards the rest of the year and then next year's calendar as well.
Yes, you must be planning that right now.
We are. We're definitely in the process of planning that right now and starting to get some of that finalized. We will likely be doing a full calendar announcement of what's coming up in the next year. Probably within the next few weeks, actually.
Let us know whenever you have an event. We'll add you to the wall board so people can find you on the calendar. And we'll mention it on the air from time to time, and we'll have you back anytime.
Great.
Yes.
We love it.
Yes.
So what we'll have immediately after Boeing is in the first weekend of December, we're going to do just a really fun, really nice holiday concert.
Okay.
So we're going to have some of our people come together, and this is going to be a co-production with the WIC, and we're going to put on just a nice event for the community, very family friendly. We'll have cocoa and cider and wine and all those things,
Okay.
and come out for a nice evening.
Is there a fee for that?
Yes, there will be a fee for that. It will
Okay.
be $10.
Oh,
Yeah.
nominal.
We're
Nominal.
trying to keep some of these things as low cost as we can. We try to keep a variety of ticket prices in our programming. We have some things that are completely free, like our spontaneous Shakespeare, our full productions like Boeing Boeing, which are a little bit more.
But the ticket prices are still pretty good, and I see you give a discount for students and seniors and
Yes,
stuff. Yeah.
always. Students, seniors, active military, there's always a discount.
Mm-hmm.
The full price tickets for Boeing Boeing are $30, but you can get a discount ticket for any of those groups that we just talked about. And then for some of our other events, we try to keep the tickets at $10 so that we can get as many people out as possible.
So that it's not unreasonable at
Yeah.
all to bring the whole family.
Absolutely. The more the merrier. We want to make sure people feel included and feel like they're welcomed and have a home with us there at the Wick.
That's it. Got to get out there. This coming weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and the following weekend to see Boeing Boeing at the Greenwood Lake Theater, starring, among other people, Katie. And who else is in it?
So the rest of the cast is my fabulous co-artistic and producer, Mary McKinley. Justin Hofstad is playing our fiancé, and Bernard. And Justin is an actor who's done several shows with us. Actually, everybody is a repeat on this cast. These are some of our favorites that we've worked with over the years. This is like a fun friend reunion.
Yes.
We have Xander Jackson, who has been in our last several productions, is playing Robert, our visitor from Wisconsin. Courtney Silber is playing Gretchen, the Lufthansa German air hostess. And fun fact, Courtney, in real life, when she's not on stage, is a flight attendant. She's been our cultural consultant.
Yes.
So, and then our dear friend Jatana Mims, who is also one of our company artistic associates, is playing Gabriella, the Alitalia Italian air hostess.
I can't wait. I do want to see this Boeing break a leg.
Thank you.
I hope everything goes really well. I know you're going to have a great time.
We'll have a blast. You will too if you come.
Yes. When I come.
Yes.
I just have to pick which day. GreenwoodLakeTheater.org is where you find tickets, and it opens this Saturday night.
Yes.
Very exciting. Katie, thank you for driving here. You told me that during the drive on the way, you just went over your lines again.
I did, on repeat. I looked like a crazy person talking to myself.
Gesturing and yelling. And yes, I can picture
full
all of
out,
that. Yep.
all by myself in the car.
Yes, that's how it's done.
It is, but I had time to get through almost the entire show on the way here.
Start to finish. There you go. Curtain. Thank you. We're glad to have you here.
Thank you for
I hope
having
it goes
me.
really well.
Thanks.
We are Wall Radio. It is 8:29. That's a pretty good time to do a news update. We'll start you with CBS.